Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday of Christmas week. Isn't it so exciting?
Ho, ho, ho.
This day next week it'll be all over. So at least the weather has improved. It's a little bit warmer, wetter but warmer. Hopefully you had a lovely weekend and you're looking forward to a nice week of preparation ahead. So we've got really nice practice for us today. Our theme throughout is trust, because I think particularly at this time of year we need to trust ourselves and just trust that everything will work out. It'll all be fine at the end of the day. So as always throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. And let us begin our practice lying down. So make yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. Lying in whatever position you find the most comfortable today. As you just let go of your day and everything that's going on in your world, just bringing yourself to the mat. For the next hour, you have no roles. No responsibilities, nothing to do but spend this time connecting your body with your mind through your breath. And as you lie here, just start to zone in on your senses, starting with your sense of smell. Noticing the smells in the room that you're in, or perhaps conjuring up in your mind your favorite scent. Inhaling that scent into your body. Allowing it to fill your body and mind. And then letting that attention move to your sense of sight, zoning in on that screen at the back of your eyelids. Noticing what it presents to you. And just staying with it for a few moments. Noticing if it changes or remains the same. And then moving that attention to your sense of hearing. Noticing all of the sounds around you. The loud, the soft, the near and the far. Without identifying them, just allowing the sounds to drift through you. And then becoming aware of your sense of touch, noticing your connection points with the mat. Particularly where your skin meets the mat. Noticing the temperature of your skin, the texture of your clothes. And then allowing that attention to go to your breath as you observe yourself inhaling through your nose into your belly. Pause. And then exhaling. And as we lie here, let's just practice that breathing where you engage your core. So let your hands rest surrounding your navel area. Inhaling through your nose, feeling the belly swell on the inhale. And as you exhale, drawing up your pelvic floor, drawing the belly button in and up, the sides of the waist in, and noticing how you can feel your core become engaged through the exhale. And then releasing it. And again, inhaling. And engaging the core as you exhale. Starting with the raising of the pelvic floor. One more time. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, rolling over onto your side and coming up to sit. And you might want to pop onto a mat or a block as we're going to be sitting for a couple of minutes. So as you sit here, zoning in on your seat bones, equal weight on both seat bones, sitting at the edge of your block if you're on a block. And sitting up nice and tall, feeling that spine lengthen. And let's just turn the head all the way to the left. And very slowly draw it around to the right, keeping that chin parallel with the floor. And again, drawing it to the left and bringing it to as far left as it will go, and slowly drawing it around to the right once more. And again, deepening that turn as much as you can and coming back to the center, raising the head up to the ceiling. And then bowing it down towards the floor. And again. And one more time. And with the head bowed now, just start to bring it in a big circle. So you're turning it all the way around, feeling that stretch on every side of the neck. And when you next come back to the center, take it in the opposite direction. And in your own time, coming back to center, raising the gaze to look in front of you. And then from here, bringing the shoulders up, back, and down, and again, up and back and down one more time. And bringing the hands onto the shoulders, let's do big circles with the elbows. And then taking that in the opposite direction. And coming to stillness. Let's put the left hand down beside your hip as you raise the right arm up, running it past your ear so it's straight up. And then let's take a bend towards the left, keeping those shoulders nice and square. So thinking about looking up and out to keep the chest nice and open, that arm still running up past your ear. Let's take 3 breaths here, really feeling that bend deepen with each exhale. And drawing yourself back up. Let's take that to the other side. So starting off right with the arm running up past the shoulder, or past the ear, sorry, and then taking a bend to the right. Keeping a bend in that right elbow so that you're soft here in the right shoulder and elbow. You're not being too rigid about it as you allow that bend to happen. Trusting in the breath to help you deepen the pose. And coming back to center, let's take a twist now to the left. So starting with the belly button, as you turn the belly button to the left, then using the leg as a lever to help you get a little deeper. Again, once you get into your starting pose, let's now put our trust in our breath to help us deepen the pose. We'll take 3 breaths here. Each exhale just helping us to get a millimeter deeper into the twist. And coming back through center, take a little rest here to allow the body to adjust after the twist. And let's take it to the other side. Again, starting from that belly button, getting into your pose. Close your eyes, taking 3 breaths. And then making your way back to the center. Again, being aware of the spine, sitting up nice and tall. And let's make our way onto all 4s. And from here, having those shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, opening the hands out nice and wide, having the index fingers parallel with each other. And activate the hands. So this is an active pose. You're pressing away from the mat. Engaging the core with each exhale. And let's do a couple of cat-cows here. And let the breath become involved. So inhaling to your cow. And exhaling through to your cat. And then let's begin to freestyle a little here. So moving your hips and your shoulders and just let your body dictate how you move. As you just go with whatever your body suggests. And when you're ready, let's meet back in tabletop, and we're going to take it into our cow face pose. So you might want to have your block behind you for this, you know, this one with the knees on top of each other. So if you want a block, pop it in there. And let us make our way into the pose. So with the right knee, bringing it up between the hands, stepping that right foot across in front of the left knee, and then draw the left knee up so it's directly behind that right knee, and then sitting back down. And as you sit down, just let those feet come out so that the feet are parallel with each other. Sitting up nice and tall. Think about keeping a connection with the mat with that right seat bone. So it'll be a lighter connection, but nonetheless than the left, but nonetheless try to keep that connection there. Sitting up nice and tall here. So this pose is so great for just getting that spine really nicely aligned. Keeping those knees one on top of the other. And then let's bring the arms into this pose. So drawing the left arm up behind your shoulder blades, and the right arm can come up behind it to meet it. If it won't meet, that's okay. Just let them point towards each other, or even just use your right arm to help encourage the left arm to go up a little bit further. And again, once you're in the pose, close your eyes, trust the pose, and let's take 3 breaths here, remembering to bring the core into it in the exhale. And releasing the hands, releasing the legs. Make your way back to all fours once again. And from here, let's take it to the other side. So left knee in front, letting that left foot come across, and then bringing the knees into contact with each other as you then sit back. Maybe let the feet come out so they're parallel with each other, keeping this seat bone connected to the mat, sitting up nice and tall. And then drawing that right arm behind, between your shoulder blades, or wherever it will go, and then either encouraging it with the left arm or bringing that left hand behind. Closing the eyes, let's take 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, just having them in front of you, take them from side to ease them out. And from here, we're going to come into our squat. So let the feet open out and the toes point outwards, and draw yourself up into your squat. And, you know, taking your own squat position. So it doesn't need to be as low as this. You can be on your toes. You can be up a little bit higher, or use a block to sit on if you need to. Working with your body. But what we really want to achieve in this pose is the maximum angle we can get with our hips, maximum bend, but also a nice length of spine. And 3 more breaths here again. With each breath, engaging that core. Releasing the hands, bring them behind you and lowering yourself down to sit on your mat in a nice staff pose. So sitting up tall again, equal weight on both seat bones, feet flexed, toes pointing upwards. Bring the hands down either side of your hips as we take 3 breaths here. Inhaling, feeling length and space come into the spine. Exhaling, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And from here, then coming into a forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to as you hinge at those hips, coming forward. If you feel like opening the legs out a little bit straighter, do. And again, let the breath work with the pose. And when you're ready, slowly making your way back up to sit, and we're once again going to come into our squat. So getting your feet into position and move yourself up into your squat, lengthening through that spine again. And bring the hands down onto the mat as we make our way up into a forward fold. So drawing those feet inwards, bring them to all the way together. So the toes are together, the heels are a little bit apart. And coming deeper into that forward fold. One more breath here. And let's now sink the seat bones down, keeping those knees behind the toe line. And then keep the legs as they are as we draw the torso up to your chair pose. Really letting the core help you here. One more breath. Bringing the hands into prayer. Let's take a twist to the left. Letting the elbow come against the left leg. And looking kind of towards the back of your mat. One more breath here. Coming back to center and open the legs out into a forward fold. Each breath helping you get a little deeper into the pose. And then once again, drawing the seat bones down towards the floor for your chair pose. This time bringing those hands into prayer. Let's take a twist to the right. One more breath here. And coming back through center as we draw the torso up once more to our chair pose for 3 breaths. And come all the way up to stand up at the top of your mat. Well done. Let's take it hip width apart with the feet and checking in with them that they are facing forward, equal weight on both feet. That weight nicely, evenly distributed across the feet. Standing up tall, finding that space again in the spine. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Turn the palms to face the front for a moment as we take a breath here. And let's flow through our sun salute on each side. So draw the arms up, raise the gaze. Bringing it through to a forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold once more. Stepping it back to your low lunge. Remembering on each exhale to bring the core into it, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And let's flow through to our plank for 3 breaths here. Keeping those shoulders over the wrists, gentle bend in the elbows. Making your way down as you wish, either through your knees, feet, chest, belly, or lowering yourself slowly down towards your mat. Bringing the forehead onto the mat. And then drawing the forehead and chest away for your back bend. And pushing up here through your tabletop into your downward dog. Nice slow pedal to make your way into it. Giving your calves in particular time to stretch out. Your hams have had a bit of stretching, but your calves haven't yet. So let them make their way in there. And when you're ready, coming to your point of stillness for 3 breaths. Drawing that right leg behind you, stepping it through for your low lunge. And up into a forward fold. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. Sweeping through, forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold once again. Let's step the left leg back. Low lunge. And through to your plank. 3 breaths here. Making your way down, whatever way works for you. And then from here, drawing the forehead and chest away from the mat and pushing on up through to your downward dog for 3 breaths. Feeling the length in the spine here. Let's stretch that left leg out behind you and stepping it through for your low lunge. And into your forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up and bringing the palms together at the chest. From here, hinging at the hips once again. Bring the hands down onto the mat, stepping back into your downward dog. Raise the right leg out behind you. And then bending the knees, stack the hips on top of each other as you look out under the right arm. Leveling the pelvis once again. Let that right foot come down and draw the left leg up and out. Bending that left knee, stacking the hips on top of each other again as you look out under this left arm. And bringing that left leg down, bend the knees and bring them down onto the floor. Feet together, opening those knees out, pushing the hips back to come into a nice wide child's pose. One more breath here. And then making your way back into tabletop and all the way up to stand at the top of your mat. And from here, let's do a little bit of balancing. So shifting the weight into the right foot. Let's lift this left foot up, holding on to the shin, keeping that left foot flexed. Engaging the core with each exhale, feeling yourself grow, feeling the strength that that core engagement brings you. And then from here, holding the toes, if you can, of that left foot. You can put your right hand onto your hip and open the left leg out to the side. Again, engaging the core. One more breath. And slowly releasing the foot, letting it come down. Good. Let's take that to the other side. So shifting the weight into that left foot as we raise the right leg up, holding on to the shin. Flexing that right foot. Keeping the ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Being aware of that standing knee, that there's a little softness in it. And then from here, holding on to the toes of that right foot, taking the left hand onto the hip. And slowly opening out the leg, lengthening through the body. Let the core help you. One more breath here. And slowly letting the foot down, coming back to stand at the top of your mat with those feet hip width apart. Raising the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. And sweeping forward all the way through to a forward fold. From here, let's step the right leg back as far back as it can go, letting the knee come down so that quad is extended, rising up to a low lunge, and then raising the arms here. 2 more breaths here with each exhale, engaging that core. And then curling the toes of that back foot as you raise the knee up to come into a low lunge or a high lunge. Keeping that front knee bent. One more breath here. And then just lifting that back foot forward a little bit so you can get it firmly planted on the mat. If you've brought your hands down, raise them back up again. We're in our warrior one, making sure those hips are nice and square. Raising the arms up past the ears. And then here, just raise the gaze to bring a nice back bend in. Looking to the front again, let's hinge at the hips as we draw the arms down. So they're framing the foot. And then keeping the right hand in contact with the mat. Raise the left hand up, follow it with your gaze. Nice reverse triangle here. One more breath. Then either staying as you are here, or if you want a little bit more, start to bring some straightness into this left leg. One more breath. Bending this left knee again if you had straightened it. Draw the left hand down. Let the right knee come onto the mat, opening out the foot. And this time bringing the hands into prayer. let that right elbow come on to the outside of the left leg. One more breath here. And then curling the toes of the back foot, raise the knee. One more breath. And frame the foot now. And step that right foot up to meet the left. Bend the knees. Come all the way up to stand, palms together. Raise the gaze and take a breath. Sweeping forward through to your forward fold. Let's this time step the left leg back. Remember, bringing it back as far as you can. Keeping this bend in the right knee as much as possible, maintaining this throughout as we move through the poses. Taking 3 breaths here. Being really aware of your core and trusting in the pose and the breath to get you through. Coming on to the toes of that back foot and raising the knee up for your high lunge. Bring the hands down onto the hips as you just step that back foot onto the mat. Checking in with this front knee again, that it's over your ankle as you square up those hips. Raise the arms up past the ears once again for your warrior one. And raising the gaze. Looking to the front once more, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down to frame this front foot, and then keeping that left hand connected with the mat. Raise the right hand up, and when I say connected, you can be on your fingertips if you want, whatever works for you. Let the gaze follow the hand. And then, if you like, just bringing a little stretch and openness into that front leg. And drawing that right hand down, bending this right knee once again. Let the left knee come down onto the mat, opening out the foot, as we draw the hands into prayer and take a little twist towards the right. And curling the toes of that back foot, lift the knee up.
Just turning the torso so you're looking at the mat. Once again, framing that foot, stepping that left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, bringing the hands into prayer at the top of your mat. Closing the eyes, taking 3 breaths here. Feeling at one with your body and your breath. And let's finish off now with a nice sun salute on each side. So raising the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping forward into your forward fold. And lifting halfway. Forward fold once again. And stepping back to your low lunge. Taking it through to your plank. And making your way down onto your mat. Raising up the forehead and chest. And pushing on through to your downward dog. Raising that right leg out behind you, stepping it through for your low lunge. And up to your forward fold. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. And once again, forward fold. Halfway lift. And forward fold. Stepping that left leg back. Making your way to your plank. And lowering yourself down to your mat before coming into your back bend. And drawing up to your downward dog. And stretching the left leg out behind you, stepping it through, low lunge. And forward fold. Coming all the way up to stand, palms together at the chest. And once again, hinging at the hips here to come into a forward fold and make your way down onto your mat, all the way down to lie on your mat. And hugging the knees into the chest, take a little movement here. Coming to stillness, let the feet come down onto the mat and the legs stretch out long. Arms by your sides with your palms facing upwards. And thank you very much for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let us know if you've completed it. And remember, 6 practices this month to make it onto our roll of honour. So let us know how you get on. But now it's time to relax, release, and let go. Giving your body some space and time to take full advantage of all of that stretching and strengthening you've just been doing. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins. Your knees, front and back. And letting go your thighs, front and back. The whole of your legs, just let them go. Letting go your glutes and your whole pelvic area. The back of your torso and shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaws, chin, lips, and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And pause here, giving some time over to gratitude. Gratitude to yourself, and gratitude for everything that's good in your life today. And then let your attention go to your breath. Inhaling through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale. connecting with your inner self. Imagine you're walking on a beach. Notice the sounds, the smells, the texture beneath your feet, the temperature. Find a nice place on this beach to take rest. Sit here and just watch the moment. Peace yourself.